Do you find yourself distracted and stressed and you can't focus sometimes? If you do, you're not alone. Our society is full of distractors, and it really gets in the way of our ability to focus. I'm Dr. Ellen. I'm going to speak today about why we're so distracted in society, and I'm going to give you 4 key strategies to help you take back and reclaim your ability to focus. So let's talk about distractions and the effect that they have on us. And this is really important. And I've noticed this in a lot of people. A distracted life is a stressed life. When you live with a lot of distractions, it's really hard to get whatever work done you want to do, or to take care of activities at home. When you have distractions, it's hard to focus. It's hard to fulfill what you're trying to do. So it's living with stress. It takes a lot of energy to get your things done, and you get tired faster because you have all these other distractions in view instead of just moving ahead on your one topic at hand. And people who are high activity people, people who achieve a lot in life, they are able to focus. They have really high skills in focusing. And so I like to talk to the clients that I work with about how to focus better, because focus is really so important. And high performers have high skills in focus. So again, I'm going to talk about the causes of distractions, and I'm going to offer some solutions on how you can improve your ability to focus. And in our society, most of us feel like we have 100 things on our mind we need to take care of. And we have a to-do list that's really long. And when we're trying to focus on one thing, we very often have something else come to mind. Oh, I'm going to have to take care of that also. I have to do this tonight. I have to do that tomorrow. And what are we going to have for dinner tonight? What do I have to pick up at the grocery store on the way home? And when you're trying to do one thing, you end up thinking of several things, not just that one thing. And again, the consequences of the scattered mind, it takes a lot of energy to bring back our focus to what we want to accomplish. Very often we get tired because we work so hard trying to focus. When we multitask, when we function in this way, the research shows that we're less productive, less efficient, and we make more errors. In fact, I did a whole video recently on multitasking. And if that's a topic that's of interest to you, you may want to watch that video when you finish watching this one. But again, I'm going to talk a lot about the topic of focus in this video today. So let's talk about focus. And our brain has a system, the reticular activating system, which is which is the way we focus. So when our brain processes, we have a lot of stimuli and targets in our environment. We have our computer and our phone, but we also have papers and books and lights and envelopes and boxes. And our focusing system, our reticular activating system may say, I want to focus on this particular task at hand. And that's a good thing. We want our focus system to stay on that. Let's say our reticular activating system fully focuses on what we're doing. And let's say when it's fully engaged and fully focusing, let's say there are 10 focusing units when you're fully focused. Well, let's think about what happens. What happens when you start to interfere with the focus? And maybe instead of the 10 focusing units on the one task, Maybe you only have 6 and you have 2 on another activity and 2 on a different activity, so that your mind is really scattered. You don't have all 10, you have 6 and then 2 and then 2. And maybe a few minutes later, you have 5 on this activity and 3 on another and 2 on another. And so your mind is scattered, thinking of all these different activities instead of the one activity that you really wish you could focus on. And in doing so, in in all the scattered activities, it's really causing a lot of stress and taking a lot of energy to try to come back and get work done in this activity. Again, it's very stressful. And if you think about those 10 units that we want to stay with, but when our minds are scattered, we're not able to do that. So let's think about it and let's think, what can we do to be better focused? What are some strategies that we can use? And I'm going to give you 4 today. So number 1 is think about now. I like to call number 1 think about now, because when our minds are scattered, we're very often thinking, well, later I need to remember to do this. Need to remember to do something else later, or I need to do something tomorrow. I need to take care of something. And when we have the scattered mind, we're usually not thinking of now. We're thinking of all the things we have to do at another time. And if we really want to focus, what we really want to do is focus now on the one task we need to accomplish now. We don't want to be thinking about all the other activities. We don't want to split our 10 focus units on different activities. We want to focus all 10 on the task at hand now. And just being aware of how we split our focus can sometimes help people bring back and keep their focus on the one activity. And that's one of the strategies that I share with my clients. So let's talk about number 2. And number 2 is to hide your distractors, especially your cell phone. So think about the targets, the things that tend to distract you. And for most of us, it's your cell phone. So I say take your cell phone and put it in another room or hide it in a drawer so you're not tempted to pick it up and look at it and use it. How often do we, in the middle of a task at hand, think to ourselves, well, I just want to check my cell phone. I want to see if I got any emails. Or, and you can fill in the blank for other things on your cell phone that you might want to do. And so you may pick up your cell phone and think, well, I'm only checking one email. And then you may check a second email because you're already looking at your emails. And when you check the second email, you may open a couple of attachments. And then you may think to yourself, well, I'm just going to respond to 1 or 2 emails. And you can see how it expands. And before you know it, you've spent an hour doing something else when your goal was really to focus on your task at hand. And instead, you got captivated and engaged in a distractor. So if you hide your distractors like your cell phone, it can really help remove the temptations to focus on things that you shouldn't be focusing on. I also tell my clients that it's really important to keep a clean environment, a clear desk. Because if you have on your desk reports and letters and papers and other kinds of distractors, then while you're trying to focus on your task at hand, you may easily look on your desk and think, oh, I got to get to that report, or I need to schedule a conference because of that paper on my desk. But if your desk is clear, and I like to say, clear desk, clear mind, clear environment, clear mind. But when your environment is cluttered, there are so many sources that can be a target for distraction. And it's really tempting to give in when you have all these other things around you. So, again, number two, hide your distractions. And number three, put your activities on your calendar and respect your calendar. So, a lot of people have a long to do list. And if you don't transfer your activities from your to do list to your calendar, then you're continually thinking and worrying, when am I going to get these done? But if you can take your activities and transfer them to your calendar, then you can have confidence. I'm going to get that done whenever it's on my calendar. I don't have to keep it in my brain because I have a plan. I know when it's going to get done. It's when you haven't transferred it to your calendar that I think people very often feel like they need to keep everything on their mind so that they remember to do it. So the first step is to put things on your calendar that you have to get done. And the second is to respect your calendar. So if on your calendar it says from 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock, you're going to work on a report that's due, that's what you need to be doing. Not checking your email, not playing a game on your computer. You need to be doing what's on your calendar because your calendar can help you stay focused if you respect it. And I wanted to mention a little bit. So for number one, I talked about think about now. And there are a few different types of distractors. When you're thinking about now, you're dealing with what's on your mind or internal distractors. What are you thinking about? What's revolving around in your mind? And when you're hiding your distractors, you're thinking about external distractors that you might pick up and might interfere with your focus. So there are internal distractors and external distractors. And again, if you hide your distractors, that's helpful. If you put them on your calendar, it helps you focus. And let's go to number 4 now. And I call number 4 the pen and paper technique, the pen and paper brain dump technique. So when we think about our scattered mind and all the things that we have going around, floating around in our mind, if we take a piece of paper and something to write with, and instead of keeping all of these distractors in our mind, instead we put them on a piece of paper, then we can take them off of our mind and put them on paper, and we don't have to worry that we're going to forget about them. And very often that can help empty your mind so that you can return your focus to the task at hand. So again, that can be really helpful. So I talked about 4 techniques, and I want to talk for a moment again. Why is this important to you? Why is focus so important? And why can it have such good benefits when you're able to focus? And again, life distracted is life stressed. So if you're really looking for ways to cut the stress in your life, you can really feel more in control of your life if you learn to focus better. And also, if your goal is to become the best you can in life, if you want to become a high performance person and really accomplish things in life, focus is a skill that can help take you there. If you're distracted, you really cut down on your accomplishments and on your potential success. But practicing that skill, and focus is real, it's really a muscle, it's a skill. If you practice it, it can help. But a lot of us live in the habit of stress, in the habit of distractions. And so I tell people that if you try these 4 techniques, for many people they're helpful. But if you find that it doesn't quite solve everything that you need to, it's very often because living with the distracted mind is a habit. It's a loop in the brain that we've been doing. And sometimes it takes a lot of work, and sometimes it can take help to get rid of that habit. So if you find that you're not able to fully solve the focus challenge, and if you'd like to reach out, I'd be happy to help you go further with focus or any of the other techniques that I talk about to help people become their best in life, to reach for your best success. So if focus is a topic, or if there are any other topics that you'd like to ask for my help, I will try to put a link in the comments on how you can reach my calendar and schedule a phone call with me. It is also easy to reach me by email. I made my email easy. So my email is ellenwillhelp@gmail.com. And you are welcome to reach out to me if you are interested in working with me directly so that I can help you. Or if you'd like me to speak for your group or organization on these topics, I'm happy to have a conversation with you. You can reach out by a phone call or by email to me. So again, I hope this topic is helpful. Again, I hope these 4 strategies are useful. I would love if people would write in the comments section which of these 4 strategies is your favorite. I'm always interested in knowing how people listen and receive some of the strategies that I talk about. So number 1 was think about now. Don't think about things you have to do another time. Number 2 was hide your distractors. Number 3 was put your activities on your calendar and respect your calendar. And number 4 was the pen and paper brain dump technique. So let me know if these techniques help you. I will be posting other videos with topics on how to help you reach your best in your life, at work and at home. If this video was helpful to you, and if you're still with me at this point, I hope that it was helpful. I will ask you, please hit the like button so other people will know it's useful, and hit subscribe so that you can benefit and know when I come out with other videos. And again, if you have other topics that you'd like me to speak about, please either put them in the comments section. I will be going back to look at any comments you have on whether this was useful and helpful. Or if you want to email me about topics you'd like me to speak on, that would be great as well. And I will be back a week from now with another topic on how to help you reach your best in life, at home and at work. Until then, be strong, be empowered, and let's talk again soon.